Welcome to a series called The End of Times, where we're going through the book of Revelation verse by verse to see what it is we can expect to happen in the end times. And as we've gone through this incredible book, we've hit that place where heaven and earth had been decreated, and we see the new heaven and the new earth. And this is episode 200 and some. We've been doing this a long time. And I felt like God called me out to be by the water as heaven and earth decreated. Everything before that, I filmed in a studio inside for the most part. And he just said, get outside. This is a new thing. And as we finish up this series, I'm going to finish it here on the ocean. It's incredibly appropriate. But where we are is we finally get a chance to look inside. We've talked about those pearly gates, and now we've seen those streets of gold. And we've had a chance to look at those. And we're just going to pick it up there. Revelation 21, starting verse 21. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Each individual gate was one pearl. And the streets of the city were pure gold, like transparent glass. But I saw no temple in it, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. All right, so this would be astonishing to Old Testament Hebrews. Like, there was no temple in it. Why wouldn't there be a temple in it? Is God there? Well, if God's there, clearly there's going to be a temple in it. But as it turns out, there is no temple in here. So we're going to kind of look around and see, well, what is it about this temple? Because the temple is the literal dwelling place of God. And he is there. So there is no need of a temple. We don't need to go to a temple anymore. Which he's not there anyway. There is no temple. And if they rebuilt it, he's not there. Or when they rebuild it, he's not there until he returns. But this temple, this whole place is our ability. You know, the Old Testament temple, we had to go in, and we had to cleanse ourselves with a spotless, innocent lamb before we can go into the Holy of Holies, and we'd have to be the high priest as well. Matthew 24:1 says, Then Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to them, Do you not see all these things? Assuredly, I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another that shall not be thrown down. And then he goes on to tell them about the end times and how that all plays out. Because there is no need of a temple anymore. Until Christ reigns on earth as he does in heaven, there is no need of a temple. He's not there. The Spirit is everywhere, but the literal dwelling place of God does not exist on this earth anymore. He could obviously be here if he wants to be, but that's not part of his plan. There is no temple. There is no tabernacle. And someday they'll build a temple again, but it'll be in vain. And what they're saying here is, if we look at this moment in time when Jesus is captured and they talk about the temple again, it says, and they led Jesus away in Mark 15:53, and they led Jesus away to the high priest, and with him were assembled all the chief priests, the elders, and the scribes. But Peter followed him at a distance, right into the courtyard of the high priest. And he sat with the servants and warmed himself by the fire. And the chief priests and all the council sought testimony against Jesus to put him to death, and found none. For many bore false witness against him, but their testimony did not agree. And some rose up and bore false witness against him, saying, We heard him say, I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and within 3 days I will build another made without hands. But not even then did their testimony agree. And the high priest stood up in the midst and asked Jesus, saying, Do you answer nothing? What is it these men testify against you? But he kept silent and answered nothing. Again the high priest asked him, saying to him, Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed? And Jesus said, I am. And you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the power and coming with the clouds of heaven. This temple that was so important to the Hebrews, and it was important to God too at the time. They just can't believe what he's saying here. It makes no sense to them. But there's no need of this temple anymore, because there's a new place that he's building for us. And that's what this place is. There's no need of a temple. He's in there. We don't need a high priest to go to the inner sanctuary and plead with God on our behalf. He's in there, and you can go in. It's incredibly beautiful. But I saw no temple in it, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. It's incredible. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put that below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel, Patreon, the link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.